Welcome to another special edition of Daily Airline News covering the terrible tragedy of Air India Flight 171. I'm Geoffrey Thomas and I'm joined by my co-host Richard Godfrey in Frankfurt, Germany. Good evening now, Richard.
Well, good afternoon for me and good evening to you.
Yeah. This special episode is called Dust or Smoke, and Richard has done some amazing work analysing the CCTV vision that you've all seen before, but you haven't seen it quite like this. Now, Richard, can you start off by running us through the actual vision itself?
Yeah, I'll talk you through the video and we'll be showing it on screen. So the first frame, it starts at frame number 500 when the plane is just taking off. And you can see it appearing above the hut. Then it goes up to about 300 feet. And you can follow the red circle, which is smoke coming off of the left engine. I'm going to run it again because it's every second. So it takes off. There's white dust to start with. Then there's grey smoke. And it clearly comes from the left engine. And then the aircraft appears to stall and descends.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing and very chilling too. Now, Richard, can you step us through this virtually frame by frame?
Yes. So the first frame is number 500 in the CCTV footage, and that is 16.7 seconds after the start of the CCTV video. And the aircraft in the first frame appears just above the roof of the hut with the antenna on the perimeter track of the airport. So the next frame I'll take is 50 frames further on at 550, and that's at 18.37 seconds. And the aircraft is clearly airborne and appears just above the roof of the hut. And then the next one is frame 600 at 20.04 seconds. The aircraft is about 100 feet, bearing in mind the wingspan of the Boeing 787-8 is 197, or let's say around about 200 feet. So I'm guessing 100 feet. And in this frame is the one that most media have published. And they said, look at the white dust being blown by the aircraft. And it's clearly dust from the side of the runway. And some have even said, well, it's overshot the runway, and then that's why it's blowing dust. Well, from the ADS-B data, we know that after the aircraft took off, it was still over the actual runway. And the next one is frame 650. And I've put a red circle around what looks to me like grey, light grey smoke. It's no longer white, and it is vertically coming down from the left-hand engine on the aircraft, and it's dispersing slowly. It doesn't look to me like it's white any longer, and it doesn't look like it's being driven up from the ground by the vortex, wake vortex of the aircraft. So this is frame 650 at 21.7 seconds, the aircraft around 150 feet above ground level. The next frame is 700 at 23.38 seconds, and the aircraft around 200 feet, and the grey smoke is dispersed a bit more in the interval. And then frame 750, 25.05 seconds, the aircraft around 250 feet, and the smoke is starting to drift to the right of the picture. Now, bear in mind the wind was coming from the other direction. So I think at this point, the smoke is being driven more by the wake vortex from the aircraft than it is by the wind, and it's being pushed in a northwesterly direction. And the wind was 9.7 knots from 293 degrees true, which is from a northwesterly. But at 9.7 knots, the wind will be easily overpowered by an aircraft probably doing 170 or 180 knots.
Mm.
The next frame, 800, is at 26.72 seconds. The aircraft is at around 300 feet, and it appears to stall. And at the frame 850, at 28.39 seconds, the aircraft is still around 300 feet, but starting to side slip. And at frame 900, 30.06 seconds, the aircraft is now descending. It's around 275 feet and still side slipping. And the smoke at the same time is drifting off further to the right. So at frame 950, 31.73 seconds, the aircraft now down to 250 feet and still side slipping. And at frame 1000, 33.4 seconds, the aircraft down to 225 feet and still side slipping. And the smoke is dispersing further to the right of the picture.
Mm.
And the final one at frame 1050, 35.07 seconds, the aircraft around 200 feet. And I think it's clearly descending and clearly side slipping. So we will include the video and the PDF file in the description below. And you can download it and step through it at the speed that you would like.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's very telling, this work you've done, Richard. Clearly there was an engine failure, the left engine failure, as the aircraft took off. The question is, had there already been a failure of the right engine, or did someone by mistake pull the wrong fuel switch?
Yeah, and that we don't know. So
No.
the right engine could have failed after V1 was reached before takeoff. The left engine would then be used as full thrust to maintain the takeoff. And maybe something then happened with the left engine, which is what we're analyzing here and seeing the smoke. I don't, however, see any smoke out of the right engine when it's going during the roll. So my view is that there was a single engine failure of the left engine just after takeoff. It had enough thrust to reach 300 feet, but the right-hand engine would have still have been working fine, and we know we'll be able to, even if you get zero thrust from the left engine, would be able to take off, maintain a safe altitude, circle and land. So it would appear that after the left engine failed and the smoke we observe, the right engine was also cut for some reason.
Mm,
And that to me is a mystery which we will only be able to solve when we have the flight data recorder information.
mm. And also, of course, the cockpit voice recorder might give us some more um, detail around all of that as well. Obviously, what was
Yeah,
going,
sure.
because all we've got
The
is the air traffic control statement, which is a different channel, different thing altogether from the cockpit voice recorder.
Yeah, so we've got the captain saying thrust not achieved. Um, and when we get the flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder, what they normally try to do is align the timing
Mm,
of both. So you've got any audible sounds or any communication between the pilots
mm.
aligned to the data from the flight data recorder. And
Yep,
with those two sources and the ATC transcript on top, you can build a very clear picture of what happened.
indeed. So as we're recording this, Richard, we're still waiting for the initial preliminary report, which is due today, and they said they would publish it today, and they have not. And it's getting almost to the final hour in New Delhi, so we don't know whether it's going to be published or not. Obviously, if it is, we'll be back with further analysis of what they say, and more to the point, maybe what they don't say. But we will be back with a wrap up later on with our colleague Moen. So please, viewers, stay tuned or stay close. We'll be back. So, Richard, thank you for this fantastic work. It really is great analysis, and a lot of work's gone into this, and very telling as well. So, thank you very much.
You're
And
very welcome.
viewers, please subscribe, please like us, please keep the comments coming, and we're loving them. Although we're overwhelmed by them, but we love them. So, thank you very much indeed, and please tune in shortly. Thank you.